Hello and welcome to the Community Shares of Illinois interview sessions, the podcast where we give our members a chance to talk about their wonderful organizations and the meaningful work that they're doing. With us today, we have Richard Dickson from Habitat for Humanity of Illinois. How are you today, Richard?
I'm doing good. How are you today, Andrew?
Good. Glad to have you here, and thanks for coming.
Thanks. It's better to be inside than outside today. It's a little bit warm out there.
Oh yeah, you got to stay out of that smoke too. And just to kick things off, how long have you been with Habitat for Humanity?
It's kind of an interesting story. I've been with Habitat for Humanity of Illinois for just about a year. I joined them in August of last year, but I joined Habitat for Humanity, which is the overall, I think everybody's pretty much heard of Habitat for Humanity, but I joined Habitat for Humanity of DuPage County, which is the affiliate that serves DuPage County outside of the Chicagoland area. Joined them in 2009, May. Worked up as a volunteer. I honestly wanted to go out and pound nails, and I ended up becoming the volunteer relations coordinator within about a month, which is not really in my skill set, but you kind of learn some things when you join a not-for-profit. So I served in that position for a couple years, and then I joined the board, became the board president of DuPage Habitat for about 5 years. Termed off of that, and then I got involved in Chicagoland Habitat for a little while, and I took a little bit of time off, and now I'm with Habitat for Humanity of Illinois. So it's a little bit different organization, different purpose, but still all about providing decent, affordable housing.
Great. Yeah. Nice long experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always liked pounding nails. I'm kind of a handyman type of person, and I wanted to go out and do that, and you get into it. And I went to my first home dedication for a new homeowner, and it just kind of things clicked at that point in time, and I found a good spot to be.
Wonderful. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, I bet 95% or more of the people that might listen to this know about Habitat for Humanity.
Sure.
But just in case there's anybody out there that doesn't, do you want to maybe give us kind of an overview of the work that you do there?
Yeah, let me, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to read you the mission. The mission of Habitat for Humanity International is seeking to put God's love into action, and Habitat for Humanity brings people together to build homes, communities, and hope. And I think one of the questions you are going to ask me a little bit later is how that kind of fits in with community shares. And again, reading off of the Community Shares website, which is nonprofit organizations created to connect, fund, and raise the awareness for community groups that focus on long-term solutions to social problems. And, affordable housing is indeed a very significant social problem, not just in the Chicagoland area or even Illinois, but around the world. And Habitat for Humanity was founded back in the 70s. And common misconception is that Jimmy Carter founded Habitat for Humanity, and that's not the case. Jimmy Carter has been an incredible supporter of Habitat for Humanity for many years, and until very recently was actively engaged in it. He and Rosalind Carter both actively engaged in building homes for those in need. And it's an international organization. Again, another common misconception is that we give homes away. We do not do that, and homeowners do have a mortgage that they have to pay. In addition to that, they have to do sweat equity hours, 250 sweat equity hours per adult on the mortgage, which, if you're thinking about it, many of our prospective homeowners are working 2, maybe 3 jobs. They're frequently single with kids. And if you think about trying to carve out 250 hours out of your year to work on a work site, pounding nails or volunteering in the office and so on, it's difficult to do that. So our homeowners are very engaged in the process. They're very dedicated individual. Our rate of default on mortgages is significantly lower than the national average. So it's all about getting engaged people into home ownership, which, as we know, helps build communities. It helps the local communities from a stability standpoint and keeps them on the tax rolls. So it's a win situation for the homeowner as well as the communities.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm going to ask this. I think I already got your answer on it because you love to pound nails. But is that your favorite part of working with Habitat for Humanity, or
Well,
do you have a
it's interesting. When I started with DuPage Habitat back in 2009, again, I wanted to pound nails, but it took me probably 18 months before I actually got on the build site because while each affiliate with Habitat has their own building model in terms of where they get the volunteers, probably the majority of the construction on these homes is done by volunteers. Some of the trades are brought in for things such as plumbing or electrical, or where a certain skill set is required. But many times, corporations will sign up for a day, make a donation, make a team building activity out of going out for building. So individual volunteers don't get out on the build site as frequently as many people would like. So when I went out to pound nails, like I said, I ended up on a volunteer relations committee, and I have to say that I believe the correct amount is about, for 1 hour of building, there's about 3 hours of non-building activity that has to occur with an affiliate. And you're thinking about family selection, going out and interviewing families that are prospective homeowners, recruiting volunteers, seeking donations, looking for sites to build homes, and that type of thing. There's a lot of activity. So, I'm an engineer by education and been in business for most of my career. And so I like the project management organizational side of the business, if you will. So, I can't say I have one activity that's my favorite, but I will have to admit that when you go to a dedication where a family is actually getting the keys to their home, that's where it all hits home. And it wasn't until I went to my first dedication where I realized what it was all about. So that's probably my favorite event, but that's a very small portion of the time spent.
Oh yeah, no, that's a great answer. I love
Yeah.
that. um, I'll give you a chance here. Is there anything new going on with Habitat for Humanity that you wanted to mention? Any events or anything?
Sure. The biggest thing, Habitat for Humanity of Illinois is what we call an area support organization. Our organization does not actually build houses. There are 41 affiliates within the state of Illinois. Each one is their own entity, own business, going out supporting their local communities, or what we call a GSA, or general service area. So they have a prescribed area that they are trying to solicit their funds, build houses, and that type of thing. And Habitat for Illinois, our main purpose is to support those organizations by providing fundraising, advocacy, and training opportunities for those affiliates. Many of the affiliates in some of the Southern Illinois communities are very small. They may not have any actual employees. It may be a volunteer board who is doing all of the work. So they're probably employed, working full-time jobs on their own, but also trying to serve the community. And that's a significant amount of effort. So what Habitat for Humanity of Illinois does is it tries to provide those training or fundraising opportunities for them. And the biggest thing that we do currently is an annual conference, usually around November. We're already gearing up for our conference, which will be down in the Bloomington area, we hope. We don't have a specific date yet, but it looks to be the first or second week of November, where we bring all the affiliates from the state. I believe last year we had about 150 participants, and we bring speakers in from the local businesses as well as Habitat for Humanity International to provide training opportunities for the affiliates. And that is a significant amount of our activity. It's also a significant endpoint for many of our funds. So we raise funds for that. If people want to help us, that's a significant areas that they can help contribute.
Yeah, definitely. And then I know you already mentioned a little of community shares, but is that kind of your overview of your favorite part of community shares, that kind of team building?
Yeah, I think it's a compatible mission, if you will. In all honesty, I've been with Habitat Illinois for right around 10 months. I've been acquainted with community shares for about 7 months. And, just looking at the mission and, quite frankly, the donations that we receive are obviously a very compelling of the reason to be part of Community Shares. But I think any organization that has a common goal is very helpful. And, serving the communities and particularly in the housing is big for us. And, there's a lot of work needed to provide affordable housing. And so it's a great part that we can cooperate.
Yeah, great. And then I'll give you kind of to end it out here a little chance. Anything you want to say directly to anybody that's listening about how those donations can help? Any volunteer stuff that they might want to know about? Really, anything you'd like to say?
Sure. Well, while Habitat for Humanity of Illinois is one segment, I'm obviously speaking for them, but I'd also like to speak for all the affiliates within the state. For those of you who are not in the Chicagoland area, there are 33 other affiliates throughout the state that we directly try to support. There is a wealth of need out there, and if you aren't interested in pounding nails, there's still a tremendous amount of opportunity for you to get involved as a volunteer with Habitat for Humanity. I would encourage you to reach out to your local affiliate or your local Restore. The Restore is kind of a combination Goodwill, Home Depot, where we take used and new building-related products and then we resell them. And the funds that that are raised by reselling these materials not only keep things out of the landfills, significant amounts of material out of the landfills, but it's money that's then used to build homes for those in need. So opportunities to be involved at your Restore, involved at your local affiliate. And again, you don't have to know how to pound nails. If you want to go out and learn how to pound nails, it's a great opportunity to do that. But there's affiliates throughout the state, and take a look. There's another big program that goes on throughout the states is our Veterans Build and our Women Build, where that's opportunities, particularly for veterans. Obviously, we go out and try to serve a veteran family or more than one family throughout the year. We have repair programs that we try to, such as, a family that may have a roof that needs replaced, can't afford the roof. We have opportunities to do certain repairs. So if you're in need of service, reach out to your local affiliate. Back to the Women Build, we provide an opportunity for women who are interested in learning more about building to go out, raise funds, and go out and participate on a build. It's been very effective at introducing women to the build process. And quite frankly, it's fun. It's interesting to see them learn, and they're quite effective at it, and they have a good time. And so there's a lot of opportunities for people to get involved and serve the communities.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Richard. I want to thank Richard Dickson from Habitat for Humanity of Illinois for coming on the podcast today. It's been wonderful hearing about all of the incredible work. I mean, so many people are familiar with the housing aspect of Habitat for Humanity,
Sure.
But yeah, to really get deeper into, all of the affiliates and all of the different necessities you have, that's wonderful to hear about. So anybody listening out there, watching today, I want to please urge you, go out there, get in touch with your affiliate for Habitat for Humanity, Habitat for Humanity of Illinois. Go out there, give them some help, and we will see you again next time on the Community Shares of Illinois podcast.